I was curled in the farthest corner of the library, while the air buzzed with celebration. Everyone was getting into the college of their dreams, and me, Melia Denzel, class ranked #1, GPA 4.0, the girl everyone thought had college acceptances in the bag. And yet here I was, too terrified to open the results. Click after click. Rejected, waitlisted, rejected. My vision started to blur. The last tab waited for me like a dare. Harvard, the dream. We regret to inform you. The room fell silent. I immediately shot up and walked out of the library with my head held high until I got home, collapsed into bed, and cried like someone had hit delete on my entire future. Melia, Mom peeked in, armed with the cutest stuffed koala. I failed, Mom, miserably. Honey, you didn't fail. You got rejected. My school's still stuck in the fax machine era. I looked up at her, still flawless as always. Of course she is. She's the CEO of a real estate empire. Meanwhile, I felt like a wet sock. I'm serious, Mom. What do I do now? My future is toast. Your future's fine. You just need a break for the time being. Then we'll plan a comeback so epic it makes Harvard cry. Classic Mom, eternal optimist. But even she had her kryptonite, and it was located at Grandma's house. We had to be there for Easter dinner. So, Melia, I heard you're deciding between Yale and Stanford? Melia's keeping her options open. You know, gap years are underrated these days. Grandma raised her eyebrows, sharp enough to slice through reinforced glass. So she failed every school? Not surprising. Like mother, like daughter. Back then, you couldn't even get into one college. Mother, you've crossed the line. I simply speak the truth. Then sit here and enjoy your truth alone. Melia, let's go. She stormed out and I scrambled to follow her. The car door slammed shut behind us. Mom, about what just happened? Don't let her words get to you. That's how she's always been. Expectations as high as Everest. So what if you didn't get into college? I didn't either. And look where I am. So don't beat yourself up, Melia. I'll always be with you no matter what. Yeah, she's right. But just then, a blinding light hit us straight in the face, and time shattered. They said the accident had put her into a coma. I hadn't cried, didn't want to believe it was real. But whether I wanted it or not, I had nowhere else to go other than my grandma's. The guest room is down the hall, bathrooms to the left. Don't touch the thermostat. She turned and walked off like I was a delivery she hadn't ordered. Grandma never told me which rooms were off limits. She didn't need to. The locked attic practically screamed, "Do not enter." And yet something about it kept pulling me in. Then one afternoon, during one of her nap hours, I spotted the keyring dangling from her pocket. I slipped it out. The door creaked open, and inside was like a museum of my mom. From baby photos, ballet trophies, report cards, Polaroids from the 2000s, everything was spotless, like Grandma had been preserving them all this time. Maybe she wasn't entirely made of ice, despite how she acted. At the very end of the room stood a wardrobe, old, ornate, and glowing softly like something straight out of a fairy tale. I reached for the handle and the door creaked open. A soft light spilled out and a scent, Mom's scent, wrapped around me. When the light faded, I was no longer in the attic. In front of me was a mirror, but the reflection staring back wasn't mine. It was Mom in her early 20s, dressed in a ballet costume. What was happening? Suddenly, Grandma, a much younger version of her, burst in. "You have 2 minutes, let's go." Without warning, she shoved me toward a stage so wide and blinding with lights. The music started and my body moved on its own. I danced like I'd done it 1,000 times before. As I landed the final pose, applause erupted. Someone handed me a trophy, first place. Then Grandma rushed toward me, her face cracked open with real pride. She wrapped me in a hug I didn't know she was capable of. "You did it! You were perfect!" And then the light blinked out and I was suddenly back in the attic. What just happened? I checked my phone and 2 hours had passed. I glanced around the room, trying to unscramble my brain. Then I saw it, a photo of that exact moment on stage. That was real. I looked back at the wardrobe. The door was slightly ajar, and I knew this wasn't just a piece of furniture. It was a door to Mom's memories. One more time, I thought, just to be sure. Light, scent, and whoosh. I blinked and found myself holding a plastic tray of peas, wearing scrubs, and standing in a senior center. What was Mom doing here? Just then, an intercom blared. Nurse Denzel to room 7B, Mr. Hollister has escaped again. Wait, that's me. And once again, Mom's body moved on its own, rushing down the hallway, just in time to see an old man sprinting. Okay, wobbling aggressively in bunny slippers. You can't make me eat peas, I have rights. By the end of the hour, I dodged a flying diaper, stepped in Jell-O, and lost a full-blown debate about World War II timelines. And weirdly, I kind of loved it. It seemed like Mom wore more hats than I thought, and no matter what the position was, she gave it her all. Then, out of nowhere, a wave of dizziness crashed over me. I ran to the bathroom, collapsed by the toilet, dry heaving like it owed me rent. What was that? I splashed water on my face, heart still racing, when the door slammed open. Grandma, in her mid-40s, furiously stormed in, holding up a pregnancy test with 2 bright pink lines. I found this in your bathroom trash. How could you let this happen? I didn't. You're at the peak of your career. You could go anywhere, do anything. She tossed the pregnancy test into the trash can like it was a verdict. You're making a huge mistake. Don't come crying to me when it all falls apart. I'm not cleaning up a mess you chose for yourself. She turned and walked away, leaving me alone with the weight of everything. The light blinked out. I woke up back in the attic. I checked my phone. I'd been out for almost a full day. My head was still spinning when I heard footsteps storming up close. You're not supposed to be in here, Grandma. Wait, I can explain. I shot up, trying to explain the wardrobe and where it took me. She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. Please believe me. I saw her. I was her. I lived her memories. Enough. This obsession ends now. And something in me just snapped. I know. You've never liked me. You've always thought I was the reason Mom had to give up her ballet dreams, haven't you? She froze for a second. I thought I'd touched something tender, something she'd buried deep. No. She grabbed my arm, yanked me out of the room, slammed the door shut, and flushed the key down the toilet. Don't ever go near that room again. A few days later, Grandma left town, and I knew I had to take my shot. No key? No problem. I just had to get into the attic another way. The wardrobe stood exactly where I left it. I opened the door. Light, scent, inhale. I blinked, and suddenly I was walking through a glass-walled office in heels and screamed confidence. I was the version of Mom I'd always known. Suddenly, a phone buzzed in my hand. Assistants swarmed in like frantic ducklings. Miss Denzel, the board meeting is in 30. My body didn't even flinch. I fired off 3 instructions, rescheduled a call, solved a crisis via email, and still had time to sip a green smoothie like a boss. Just then, the assistant popped her head back in. Also, I rescheduled the investor meeting to next week per your instructions. You said you didn't want it to clash with your daughter's college decision release, but wasn't that meeting a huge deal? And yet Mom still chose me over everything. And suddenly the memories flooded in all at once. The recital, the science fair, the nights I cried at 2 a.m., she was always there for me. Even when she was drowning in deadlines and stress, I never even noticed. The moment I saw myself through her eyes, my heart overflowed with love and pride, so overwhelming it nearly took my breath away. Was this how she'd always seen me? I wish I could stay here forever. But then that fateful day still came, the day of the crash. I thought if I just changed one thing, anything, maybe I could stop it. I kept calm during the Easter dinner with Grandma, bit my tongue and smiled through Grandma's passive-aggressive jabs. But then Mom's mouth moved on its own, her voice cut through, sharp and protective. Then sit here and enjoy your truth alone. Malia, let's go. We slipped into the backseat exactly like that day. Mom's body sat still, but my mind was screaming. I tried to open her mouth to tell the driver to take a different route, but Mom's lips stayed sealed. In a heartbeat, Mom reached out, pulled me in tight, shielding me with everything she had. I've always been proud of you. I love you so much. And then everything went white. I blinked. The hospital ceiling came into focus.
Melia. Grandma was right there, clinging to my hand like it was all she had left. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. You've been out for a week. I thought I was going to lose you too. I saw it then. The fear behind her eyes, the guilt. I was wrong. I put so much pressure on your mom, and then I did it again with you. I thought I was doing the right thing, pushing you both to be your best, but I never stopped to think maybe you both just needed my love. I'm really sorry. I swallowed hard. Something in my chest finally let go. It's okay. I'm still here. I reached out and hugged her, and for the first time ever, we felt each other's warmth. Just then, the door creaked open. A doctor stepped in, smiling. Good news. Your mother's stable. She's waking up. A week later, I found myself back in the attic. The wardrobe stood quietly, waiting. I opened it one last time. Nothing happened. No glow, no scent. And for once, I smiled. I guess that chapter was over. Mom was healing. And honestly, she lived so many versions of herself. Ballerina, nurse, boss lady, single mom. And yet none of them had defined her completely. So why was I trying so hard to squeeze myself into just one version? I still have a whole life to become whoever I choose to be. Kai, my little sister May's bestie, and I were practicing dance moves under a tunnel. We were so close, I swear he could probably hear my heartbeat. Suddenly, pain shot through my leg, and I lost my balance, falling flat on my back. Kai caught me just in time, and our faces ended up this close. I couldn't fight the urge to kiss him anymore. Just as I was about to lean in, May, my sister, popped out and yelled like her life depended on it. "Hands off, my friend, you old hag." Kai flinched, dropping me like a sack of potatoes. He scrambled to help me up, but May shoved her way between us. "You've both been acting so weird lately. Why are you randomly tutoring Kai? He doesn't even need a tutor. And what's with you hanging around our class like a creep? And you even dragged him off like it's some cheesy MSA. Spill it. Are you two secretly dating or what?" Well, nope. Hold up. I did not want to hear his answer. What do you think will happen next? Leave your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about future stories.
If you enjoyed this wild ride, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and tell me in the comments, have you ever had a secret crush turn into something more? I read every single comment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.